Welcome, Pisces. This is your weekly focus for January the 14th through to the 20th, 2019. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and let's turn to the cards and see what they have in store for us and our energy as we move forward. The sun, your world is on fire. You are on fire. This is a week where you are really, it's about you. It's about you this week. It's about nothing else but you, your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your goals. It's because of your hard work. It's about your perseverance that light beams from you and opens up the sight line that you see that new opportunity, that vision of your tomorrow, that portal, that pathway forward. We have the strength card right next to the sun. Um, know that you've got what it takes, that you just have to be you. There's no, you're not holding a chair and whip as you sit next to that lion. There is total, unconditional trust and love there. It's leading with integrity. It's knowing you've got what it takes. It's knowing that nobody or nothing can take it away from you. It's knowing your inner strength, your inner empowerment, your inner courage, and using it to your advantage. The Two of Wands says it all because you are summoning in your tomorrow, your future, your new job, career. Maybe it's something you want to do within the community. Maybe it's growing a home, family, a relationship. I would have to say for the majority of you, though, it's work and career because there is so much happening in your 10th house for this year. The World card. We could be walking away from some things. We could be working on some closures and some true endings or some healing in our life in order to allow us to move forward in the way that we want to. The World card is the end of a cycle, which is telling you that a new cycle is ready to appear in your life, that there are some loose ends that we need to take care of. So a little bit of housekeeping is in order here this week to truly move forward in the energy that you want. You want to get rid of, allow for endings and healing in your life, allow for closure in your life. That just might be finishing, putting the trim up, the final piece of trim in that room to make it complete, just so that it's not on your plate, just so that it's not energy that's going to bring you down, but only raise you up. We have the Ten of Cups, you're happily ever after. My goodness. We start with the Sun, then the Strength, and then our happily ever after a couple of cards later after the World card. Let's not forget that. Well, right after the World card talks about a beautiful, beautiful energy that you are about to walk into. Remember that, with the tarot deck, okay, the 10 is just as powerful, if not more powerful, of a card than the aces are. And yet we all jump for joy when we see an ace come up on the board. But rarely do we get too excited about the 10. Now, the 10 of Cups is a little nicer than some of them, but some of the 10s are very challenging aspects. Now, in numerology, if you took the numerology of this card, of the 10, so when we add a 0 to a number, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so you get the gist, right? It brings in like a superpower, like a god power to the number. So the 1 is magnified. So this is talking about your happily ever after. This is talking about, you know, clearing up the things that you need to clear up in your life. Declutter, allow closure, allow healing in, breaking ties with something, having that closure. Maybe it's having a conversation with somebody in order to bring in that closure. You set yourself up for your happily ever after. So the more energy you can put into that kind of energy, the more successful you will be going forward. We have the Three of Swords. Well, this is really asking you to recuperate after the heartache and the sorrows that you have endured on this path. It hasn't been an easy one. This is definitely a card asking you to restore your spirit, your heart, your mind, to bring your energy levels back up to where they belong, to forgive yourself for anything that you blame yourself for. Because trust me, you were supposed to have the experience. It was not your fault. And know that our tears of sorrow sometimes grows the greatest inner strength in us that we just wouldn't be able to have without going through the experience. And the Nine of Swords. Well, we have the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords, and I try and be a very positive tarot card readers. It follows the World and the Ten of Cups. And so there is a little bit here that you don't believe you should have a happily ever after, or you don't believe that there's new things coming into your life, or you're trying to go about it in the wrong energy, because the Strength energy really talks about your integrity and your empathy and your compassion and your passion and your love and moving forward with those qualities. So it can't be ego based. So when we're like, I'm going to show them kind of attitude, something happened at work and you're like, oh man, wait till tomorrow, I'm going to show them. They think they can do that. I'm going to get even. I'm going to show them up. That's your ego taking over. And your happily ever after will not materialize in any shape or form than it is intended if you allow your ego to rule the day instead of your heart, instead of who you truly are, your values, your beliefs. Unless you're very true to yourself. So, with the way the cards come out, I have to tell you that there is a warning here. We may try and change things in our life just to invite in more freedom in our life or maybe more closeness in our life, and it'll be the wrong decision because we made it without really thinking it through, really having a plan or a strategy in place, really understanding what was going on or having all the information in front of us at the time. There's also, when we let ego take over, seeing things for what we hope they're going to be rather than the reality of what they really are. And so we raise our expectations without realizing it. And it's a letdown after when it doesn't materialize in the way we had hoped because we didn't look for the devil's advocate to play in there on what else could happen, what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be changed, what needs to be revised. So be very conscious of that energy. But I mean, the cards are simply beautiful. I think if you let ego rule the day, let's say your true calling is to be the librarian. You just love books, and that's what you want to do. You want to be the head librarian, and everybody says to you, "Oh, you should be a brain surgeon because you're so knowledgeable and you've got steady hands, and you could do something like that." And you follow their dreams instead of yours. And it could be, the kind of, I'm going to be better than them. You start competing with the Joneses next door, and that's what fuels your goals and your dreams, and um, they'll be short-lived then. And you have an opportunity to step into some magical, beautiful It's by following your passions and being true to yourself. Watch those doors open for you in the coming months. My goodness. Culmination of vision. 35. Culmination of vision. Opened right up to it too, I did. Take time. Time to take positive action towards your goals and dreams. Be adaptable and fine-tune any details of what you are creating. Reflect on your desires and make sure that your attitudes and beliefs are in alignment with what you want to accomplish. Let go of any aspect or quality that no longer fits what you intend to accomplish. So that is a true affirmation to the cards that we saw put in a different way, put in a different light. And look at that, the leaves are falling off the trees, but we were perceiving them as beautiful butterflies, perhaps. Or maybe we are perceiving the butterflies as leaves in the tree. And there, in fact, are no leaves in the tree, but only butterflies. What do we see? What do we perceive? What do we hope? Taking positive action towards your goal and doing it for the right reasons, right? Reflect on your desires and make sure your attitudes and belief are in alignment with your truth. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.